Good day, crafters. With all the Minecraft craze, definitely had to do a solo creepypasta list. Something like a rigatoni. So good, it just might make you cry. Or maybe it's just bad. So let's find out. Coming in at number 10, The Scream of the End. The usual stories about Minecraft will always go to Herobrine, about how he lives in and how he's more than just a code. And I know he's more than just a code. I believe him, alright? Have you ever wondered about the Endermen and whether there are any secrets about them? Everyone who has played Minecraft is well familiar with them by now, and while they can be hard to find in the overworld, many of them has visited their home in the end. Of course, they aren't hostile unless you look at them or attack them. For this reason, quite a few people consider them friendly and like them. Personally, I always found them very creepy, very creepy, and killed them whenever I could. They are based off Slenderman after all. Well, being as strong as they are, regular players know that if you run into one right after you spawn, you run for water. For some reason, Notch decided to code them in with this fear, and whoever thought anything bad could happen with water, right? Well, just imagine this. They're not afraid of water with this creepypasta. Yeah. So fear the end, guys. Coming in at number 9, Darkness of the FARLANDS. I was on my new gaming laptop I've loved since the day I bought it. Blazing fast speeds at 60 frames per second in Minecraft, and the power just to see the light of GTA 5, but GTA 5 just loves crashing. And so on a day like any other, I decided to launch up my laptop and double click the Minecraft icon. My server, which actually me and my best friend in Canada owned, was down because he hadn't paid the bill. It sucks, right, when you don't pay the bill? My favorite server had recently reset, causing me to rage quit. With nothing else to do, I decided to play Minecraft Beta 1.73 with the single player commands. My cursor drifted over the gray buttons: single player, create a new world, seed, glacier. Now, there was no clear goal. Then I realized this computer had a freaking NVIDIA GTX 960M. Back in the day, right? This is pretty old creepypasta, don't you worry, but it's still scary. I thought, let's see how far I could go through these FARLANDS till I crashed and lagged out. Mistaking them for the FARLANDS coordinates, I teleported to XZ coordinates 524288 instead of 12550 A smirk went across my face as memories flooded in. Something caught my eye though. The ice near the glitch corner was arranged in a pattern that slightly resembled the face. It was a normal glitch, but the face bothered me slightly. Player with the total original name Farman had joined my game. Why did you try messing with the lands beyond human reach? And with that, I force restarted it. In one try, it started back up normally. Blue HP logo, Windows 8 loading screen, thank God. But he had to leave one last message, one last damn text file on my laptop, or I should say my desktop. I am not finished. Coming in at number 8, Evil Block. One day I was playing Minecraft Pocket Edition in survival mode, and I was trying to craft a beacon when suddenly a black and red block appeared in the results slot. I took it out of the crafting table to see what it did, but soon regretted it. The second I placed it, the hostile mobs began spawning, and I got every single debuff in the game. Just before I died, a message in red text appeared in the chat saying, "You have disturbed my slumber. You will pay." After respawning, I returned to the location only to find a huge crater where my house had been and no sign of the evil block. I decided to investigate, searching the nearby mountains for signs of the block. Suddenly, the ground caved in. I fell into a cavern of obsidian filled with lava and saw the evil block atop a pedestal of redstone blocks. It began firing fire charges at me, but in a rage, I grabbed my diamond pickaxe and charged at the block. I successfully destroyed it, but an enormous explosion issued. I deleted the world and logged into a different one, vowed to never craft that block again. Coming in at number 7, Anti-Null. It's not anti-friction, alright? It's anti-null. I was all prepared. I had a diamond armor, I had a diamond sword, a bow, flint and steel, and much more. I was fully prepared to go into the nether. I jumped in my portal and looked around at the pigment, the gas, and the magma cubes, and a white null. What? Yeah, you heard me, guys. A white null. Yes, indeed. Where Null was standing 50 blocks away from me on the ledge, it was a white version of him, and that must have been Null Mimic or Null Glitch, I thought. Suddenly, he disappeared though. I felt braver this time as I go into and look further into the nether fortress for him. I decided to call for him, Anti-null, since his skin was entirely white instead of entirely black. Started to look around the nether fortress to see if I could find anything. I turned around, faced one of the corners of the nether fortress, and I jumped back into the horror. Right at the end of the corner was Anti-null, and he was looking at me. I noticed he was staring at something at the end of the corridor. Suddenly he picked down off the corridor so I couldn't see him. I stood there wondering what to do. Bam! Was suddenly teleported to a small room with 2 dark oak doors and said hello. I heard the sound of the doors suddenly opening and closing again. I realized I had to open the right one. I listened for a few minutes and finally guessed it was the right one on the left. I opened the one on the right. Phew, I'm safe. You thought you were the right one on the left, but you opened the right one and he was safe. I thought, how can you get to me now? Bam, Anti-null teleported me in front of him and crashed my game, and my screen was full of interference. I logged back onto the world and he was gone. Coming in number 6, Contingency. Contingency takes place in a world similar to ours, and it's divided between various syndicates, cliques, kingdoms, and dictatorships, theocracies, and tribes, etc., all vying for power over the server, leading to many despising each other. Sure, alliances may be formed, but they are mostly maintained to combat a common enemy, and often fracture defeat their common enemy. They also range in the power of influence from gargantuan empires to small military cliques. It was a world calendar on the first day of the year 501. The server only had 2 years ago been hit by a devastating plague which prevented crops from growing, animals from maturing, and a select few rare non-lethal but severe strand crossed over into people. Yeah, just crazy stuff happened. Although the plagues were just a memory, the server was reeling from the blow and barely recovered. After the plague struck the server, the community was much more divided than before. The 1st of January 501, after a reported Morturban attack on the Mortisis capital city, killing at least 10 people, the Mortisis leader NULL, yeah, you heard it guys, NULL was the leader, declared a state of war between Mortisis and the neighboring republic of Mortabi. Yeah. It's crazy, right? Which also was led by the Red Eyes of Darkness. So this is just a bunch of creepypasta leaders just holding this thing down. Halfway through number 5, Experiment 901. Ricky was a creepypasta fan and he knew a lot of them. This may have been why he had to take this one down first. He was playing the game normally until he turned around and saw Herobrine. He was freaked out and ran into his house only to find Entity 303 and NULL. He retreated into his mind, but Daylight Owl, the Red Steve, and Yaren B were waiting for him. At this point, he felt like he was going to die. All 6 of them surrounded him. Even Frost Girl, Behemoth, and Gorman. Them, more and more creepypastas crowded him. Error 404, Green Steve, you name it, until Experiment 807 lowered from the ceiling, and Ricky in real life had a panic attack. He quickly went into the creepypasta Discord and found Kyle. They tried to warn him. They tried to warn everybody. Even Jem, another boy, dismissed them. Jem was playing multiplayer. Nothing would stop Jem though. He's like, ain't nothing gonna stop me, until he and other 50 players were slaughtered in the middle of a mega wall game. Jem realized that Kyle and Ricky were right and quickly Skyped his friends Billy and Andy. The 5 of them met on Discord and tried to find a way to stop the Experiment 9-1, but they couldn't. Then Jazai joined the chat and he introduced himself and told that there's only one way to stop the creepypasta with another experiment. He showed them Experiment 210 and they realized what he was saying and they had to fight fire with fire. But first, they need to summon Experiment 901, for the 3rd of the Minecraft players are already quit and they do not want that smoke. Coming in at number 4, Nether Hero. Once upon a time, a hero of Minecraft entered the world in survival. Day after day, night after night, he gathered resources to build his heart's desire. He was the player of the legends and people often spoke of him as the highest regard. He defended many villagers from evil zombies with the might of his enchanted diamond gear, and as soon as he made his way to the Nether, the hellish dimension proved challenging to navigate through. But through determination and bravery, he slew the mobs and came back from his journey nearly unscathed. Nearly, okay? Not after long he accomplished these few feats, he ventured into the end realm and killed the vicious dragon, and there he collected the egg. And after all of that, after the fame he gained, he found himself back in the Nether again, but for a different reason than before. Once hero, now vigilante. Coming in at number 3, don't trust third-party Minecraft extensions. It was a normal day of coding. The mod that I code is called Distortion World because I always loved the creepiness of Pokemon DPPI's Distortion World. Anyways, I found a strange new button on the MC Creator home screen labeled Test with an Advanced Code. I usually compiled the mod and tested on Minecraft with Forge. With my usual instincts, I checked it at the time and it was 6 p.m. and I was hungry, so I ordered some pizza. After eating, I went back and accidentally made the mouse click text advanced code, and I didn't even recompile, for God's sake. Somehow the mod managed to load anyways, and what caught my eye for the second was I clicked single player and it said Minecraft 6.6.6 at the bottom of my left corner. When I went back, it went back to Minecraft 1.64 and it created the world, made a portal to the distortion world, and tested if Gratina works properly. It did. So I went back to the overworld and it saw a sign said, I am watching you. There was no one else in my game and I didn't make my LAN server open, so I definitely moved into a new server. Scared the shit out of me. Coming in number 2, the Voidman. After the Stalker of the Worlds running, I became careful on playing Minecraft. Every time I created a world, Voidman would always be there. Frustrating, isn't it? I couldn't play Minecraft normally because of that stupid guy. I think of a solution. I decided to play Minecraft on servers to see if he could follow me. I entered Hypixel's prototype lobby. I decided to play Bed Wars. Everything went well except I lost because it was my first time playing that game and I played for about 5 rounds and then Voidman never joined. I'm playing Murder Mystery for 3 hours non-stop. One game suddenly turns weird and there's no players in the server, just me, until I remember Voidman. What if Voidman joined? I murmured, I returned to the prototype server, and sure enough, Voidman was fighting the admins. He killed them one by one. I do nothing except to watch them all die. I tried to quit the game, but it won't allow me. Voidman looked over at me, he laughed. Voidman said, ha ha ha, your turn to die. And suddenly lava starts falling from the sky and he also says, enjoy your last moments here. Haha, and leaves the game. Finally here, number 1, your secret watcher. On a normal day I was playing Minecraft and it was 1.83 at that time, but I saw a mysterious new world though. I decided to play on the world to see what it was like. It was normal at first, but things started to get a bit weird. The village was on fire and animals had evil red eyes like Satan. I saw a desert temple. This wasn't like any regular desert temple because when I broke the wool and went into the hole, there was no chest. I then saw a creepy player with blood all over him and ripped the suit. I checked to see if I was on multiplayer or if someone was just messing with me. I was on single player though. The weird player was a bit like Herobrine, but except he kept following me. I hit the mysterious person, or what I thought was, and had highly enchanted diamond sword, and he killed me. When I woke up, I was in a little wooden house that I did not build. I opened the door and see the person again. I hit him again. The game crashes. I went back to the Minecraft, and as the world was not there, what did I see on my title screen? It had all blood on it, the picture of a mysterious person, and it did not say Minecraft, but what did it say? I am your secret watcher. I deleted the game, downloaded it again, the game went back to normal. The mysterious new world that I talked about in the beginning was now called I Want You. I knew I had to watch out for my secret watcher. There you have it, crafters. The top 10 creepypastas brought to you by yours truly, Craftin' J. You gotta champion those who champion you. I'm outie till the next time.